Hey everybody, it's Tim Holmes here, getting ready for another story time, and I have been really enjoying these sessions. And for those of you who don't know me, of course, I'm the author of children's books Peanut Butter and Dragon, Splash Fin Toothy Grin, and of course, The Reno Buzz. And we've been having a lot of fun reading stories, but we haven't, with the exception of Peanut Butter and Dragon, we haven't been reading my stories during these story times. We've been reading the stories written by young authors all over Canada and the US. These stories have been put together at Start a Story Young Writers Workshop. It's a group story building activity that I do with young children, and we do it as a group. Everybody shares their ideas, votes on their favorites, combines their ideas. We even have a couple of art breaks, and by the end, we've built a story in about 90 minutes. And at the end of every workshop, I always story tell the tale that the children have created together to prove to them that they've done something amazing, that they've truly created a wonderful story. And so I'm taking the opportunity we have while we're staying home and staying safe to tell some of those stories to you. Now, the other thing I've been doing as well, we've been doing story starters on Sunday mornings, and we will do that again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live right here. We'll be doing a story starter. But last Sunday, we did this guy. We had this beautiful little story starter with a friendly hippo and his friends, and at the bottom it said, fish swam the fastest, dragonfly flew the highest, frog leaped the longest, what could hippo be best at? Now, with that story starter, we had a couple of different groups of children write their stories, and on Tuesday night's story time, just this past week, which you actually go to my video archive on my Facebook page and check out, you can check out, I think it was Evan and Owen, Eric and Owen. They were 9 and 6, and they wrote a story based on that story starter, and we presented it on Tuesday night. It was awesome. And I presented another story that my own boys had made while we were on vacation. So I love sharing these stories that children have written for children. And so tonight, with this story starter in mind, this has been used previously at a Start a Story Young Writers Workshop. And not all of my workshops, but some of them will create a limited edition book so that the children get their story in a takeaway souvenir book that they get to keep. And usually it's delivered about a month after the workshop. And we take the story that they create and we put the words all across the pages, but we leave the art pages blank. And we leave the art pages blank because we want their creativity to continue. We want them to be able to add their art in whatever medium they'd like. They can draw right in, they can make a painting, tape it in, build Lego or clay, take a photograph, put that in, whatever they like. It's a lot of different options. So tonight, while I read this wonderful story written by a kindergarten class, while I read this story, I want you guys to use your big imaginations, and I want you to imagine what all the characters look like and what all the scenes look like, and you'll have the best images in your brain as you go to sleep, because this is quite a friendly, silly story. Now, these kindergarten children knew that this hippo had a problem. He didn't think he was good at anything, and so they devised this particular story. They named their hippo Frankenstein. And so this is Frankenstein Hippo's day at the water park. Here we go. Now, this story, of course, was written by a kindergarten class at the Leaps and Bounds Renfrew Daycare Center. It's pretty cool. Good group of kids. Fish swam the fastest. Frog leaped the longest. And dragonfly flew the furthest. Frankenstein Hippo wasn't good at any of those. Frankenstein, he tried to swim, but he sank in the lake. Frankenstein, he tried to leap, but he flopped down into the mud. And Frankenstein, he looked up in the sky. Yeah, he wasn't even going to try to fly. No, not happening. Now, Frankenstein Hippo thought he wasn't good at anything. His friends were worried. They wanted to cheer him up. Fish, frog, and dragonfly had a plan. They took their friend to the water park. Frankenstein did feel much better, and he felt lucky to have such good friends. Frankenstein Hippo was so excited, he jumped right into the wave pool. Sploosh! And the water flew out of the pool. and it landed on the neighbor's barbecue. They were very upset about their soggy hot dogs. Now, Frankenstein Hippo decided to try the slides instead. Hippos, they are very heavy. Halfway down, the slide broke into pieces. Crack, crack, splat! Frankenstein sat in the water with pieces of the broken slide floating all around him. He was very embarrassed. Frankenstein Hippo thought he might need a break. He went to have a bite to eat, and he ordered 3,900 hamburgers, 2,600 fries, and 1,300 green slushies. Gobble, 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 gobble. Everyone at the water park was very upset because there was no more food to eat. Frankenstein Hippo was very sad. He wasn't good at anything. He wasn't even good at having fun. But as he left the water park, his head hanging low, he heard the music playing on the speakers. Without even thinking about it, Frankenstein Hippo, he began to wiggle. And he began to strut, yeah. And he began to move his hips. Boom, shaka, boom, shaka, boom, shaka, boom, shaka, boom. And he began to dance, and he didn't even notice. But someone did notice. Mumpa Lumpa the monkey noticed. He insisted that Frankenstein join their stage show at the water park that very night. Frankenstein Hippo found himself on stage that night in a red dancing outfit. There were balloons everywhere. And when he danced, boom shaka boom shaka boom shaka boom, the crowd cheered. Fish, frog, and dragonfly cheered the loudest. The end. Was that not a lovely story? And again, guys, this was written by children that were age 4 and 5. Kindergartens got together, they shared their ideas, they combined ideas, they voted for their favorites, and this is the outcome. I love what I do. I love bringing the art of storytelling and story building to children. My focus is children that are age 5 to 12. And so stories like this, like Frankenstein Hippo's Day at the Water Park, are stuff that can come out of this. And we give so much confidence to the children, and we give so much entertainment to the children, and we give them the knowledge that they were able to do this. And not just alone, they were able to do it and write a story as a group, which is actually probably even more difficult because you have to get used to some of your ideas not getting in the story. Not everyone wins a trophy, not everybody's idea gets in the story, but that's okay. It becomes a permission for them to go home and change the story that we did together as a group and create something of their very own. Now, I've been missing doing Start a Story workshop with groups of children. I miss it very, very much since we've been staying home and staying safe. And so what I want you guys to know is that coming up very soon, it looks like it's going to be the first week of May, we're going to be launching a virtual version of Start a Story Workshop. And I'm so excited. It is going to be a ticketed event. And so what I want you to do is look on my Facebook page and my social medias, and I'll be advertising it very shortly, so you can check that out. We're going to make it as accessible as possible to everybody, and we're going to make sure that we get a chance to build stories with as many young storytellers as we can find. So, guys, thank you so much for being a part of all this. If you love what's happening here at Tim Holmes' Facebook page and at the timholmes.com, again, I'll remind you, timholmes.com has those free downloads with the worksheets and crafts to get your children creating stories. And very soon, like I said, looks like first week May, we're going to have our virtual Start a Story workshops happening, where we'll have 10 to 15 children in a group call, and we'll all be able to communicate back and forth and share our ideas and build stories virtually as well. So looking forward to launching that first week of May. Guys, if you love what's happening here, please share this video, share the different posts that are happening on my social media, show people, 3 people that don't know me yet, tell them what's going on. I'd love to have you show up to the Start a Story workshops, the virtual ones, with some friends as well. Makes it a lot more fun. And you know what you can even do? You can even, if you haven't picked up Peanut Butter and Dragon, Splash and Tooth Grin, or the Raino Buzz, you can hop on to timholmes.com and you can go to the menu bookshop and you can order autographed copies and I'll mail them right out to you. So ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for being part of this experience. I hope you had a fun time with our story time tonight. My name is Tim Holmes, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and have fun creating. Have a great night.